All right, so today we're going to learn how to create a really, really good barbecue chicken with even items that you might have around your house. You do not have to make your own barbecue sauce to have it taste amazing. You can tweak other barbecue sauces that you can buy from the store. So what I'm doing here is I am cutting up a green bell pepper. I add onions and peppers to just about anything. Barbecue sauce, spaghetti sauce, anything that you want to add to and make even better, you can. And you don't really have to go grocery shopping to do it. So what I'm going to do actually, I am going to grab some butter and I'm going to put some butter in this. So I'm using the InstaPot right now. It does have a saute feature. So I'm going to put some butter in the bottom of it. So if you put this in the bottom and it heats up fairly quickly, I want a decent amount of butter. I love butter, so probably about 4 teaspoons of butter, because that's just the spoon that I grabbed. So we're gonna put that in there and wait for it to get nice and melty. But I'm going to throw in my green pepper while that is working. So throw in, that's half of the green pepper. I'm gonna do the whole thing because I like eating this with mashed potatoes. And I am actually going to do a video on a really good mashed potato recipe as well. If you've never made mashed potatoes, if you've only had them once and you were like, I wasn't necessarily too fond of those, or the flavor or the texture. I know my cousin, he is actually not a huge mashed potato fan. So we normally for holidays have to pull some out for him so that he can still have his potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Throw this stuff away. And I'm probably only going to use half of this one, to be honest. Okay. Only going to use about half of this onion. Because to be honest, the green pepper is what really gives it that flavor. The onion's going to give it flavor too, but the onion and the garlic, the onion and the green pepper, I am going to put some garlic in this also. Onion and the green pepper are definitely going to, as they sweat, they are going to create this really good flavor in here with the barbecue sauce. And like I said, you can use whatever barbecue sauce you'd like. I'm also going to put a yellow one in here. Yellow peppers are a little bit sweeter. So going in with this barbecue sauce, it's not going to change the sweetness any. It's not going to make it any sweeter than the barbecue sauce, but it's definitely going to add color. I just love peppers. Peppers are my favorite. I have actually been known to take a pepper completely raw and dip it in some salad dressing and eat it that way. So that is cooking. You can see it start to get hot in there, which is why I love this thing so much, because it has so many features. So these you really don't have to have like symmetrical pieces. You really don't. I actually pulled this out to put that in, and you don't need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back. So I'm gonna grab some garlic. grab our garlic. You can mince it up yourself, or you can just buy it already minced in a container. I'm just gonna put probably about 2 teaspoons in there. So we'll put that back. And the whole reason why you want to put the onions and the peppers in here first and kind of start to saute them is because you want them to kind of start cooking down and making this buttery, garlicky, oniony, peppery deliciousness in the bottom. So while this is cooking, I am actually going to season this a little bit, and you can eyeball it. So you want to season everything separately. So I'm just gonna throw some salt in this water that we're boiling for potatoes, because I am making potatoes at the moment as well. So we're gonna go ahead and add some pepper. And you can measure out your seasonings. To be honest, in this, I would probably do about a tablespoon, 2 at the max, of salt and pepper. The only reason why I put a little bit more is because, number one, I like my stuff to be a little bit on the spicier side. I like to have a little bit of a kick, and the black pepper definitely helps with that, so that you don't have to put any hot sauce in here. But I am going to put some hot sauce in here. So while that's kind of starting to saute a little bit, I'm going to grab my hot sauce. And you can use your favorite. It doesn't have to be a specific kind. I'm going to put that in there. Just a dab will do ya. You don't need that much. Some barbecue sauces do have a little bit of a kick to it, depending on what kind you like. And this is actually the same beginning stages of my pasta sauce. I do a really good chicken cacciatore. So it would be the same exact thing, except for the barbecue sauce, you would put your marinara. So as we have this cooking, I actually have my chicken, and unfortunately, because we are currently under this corona, the chicken I had to buy in the whole piece with the bone in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it on this cutting board, and I am going to cut right along where that bone is and kind of cut this bone out, because I don't want the bone. So we are going to cut this down. You can cook it in there with the bone. It just means that as soon as you're done, before you serve it, you're going to want to make sure that you do whatever you need to do to pull that bone out, so that nobody is eating bones in their barbecue chicken. So we're gonna pull the skin off of that too, because we don't want that in there. I'm going to throw this chicken exactly like this, just cutting it right off the bone. I'm going to put that right in here. So we're gonna go in here and pull out as much chicken off this bone as you can. And don't be afraid of this chicken. You can use chicken for anything. Chicken is honestly one of the most versatile proteins. I mean, you can do so much with it. So we're gonna pull off what chicken we can. The rest of this chicken is like right on that bone, so we're gonna end up tossing that. So this is our last piece. There was 2 in there, which is perfect for me and my roommate, because my children are not here tonight. So this is a 2-fer. Now, if you wanted to make it for a larger party or your family, you can. You would just have to buy more chicken and cut it up, but basically what we're doing right now is the same thing that the butchers are gonna do. This is the breast. So I basically just pulled the breast off of here. And there seems like there's just a little bit more chicken on this one than there was on the last one. And I can actually see the tenderloin on here too. We're gonna go ahead and cut that out as well. But just follow the bone. And if you can feel that there's bones in there and you feel like trying to even cut and get the rest of that off is not gonna work, you don't have to. If you are serving this with other things like mashed potatoes, rice, any other kind of starch or protein, or not protein, but any other kind of starch, then this is actually the perfect amount of chicken. So this is gonna cook in here. I am actually going to I am going to turn this off. So I'm gonna hit cancel. It is steaming good. Oh, it's delicious. I love it. All right, so I have almost out of barbecue sauce, and this is why I did this recipe. So I pulled out some of my barbecue sauce that was left in there, but I like to add a little bit of water in with this because number one, if not, you're gonna get this really thick barbecue sauce stuck to the bottom, and you don't want that because then it's gonna come up with that burn food warning. So I have a pretty large thing of barbecue sauce here. I basically put water in it, probably about a quarter of the way, and I'm gonna pour this barbecue sauce water right on top. And I'm just gonna stir it around so that we get this all incorporated. And the water, to be honest with you, is not gonna cut down any of the flavor of the barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce plus your seasonings along with the onions and peppers, it's going to create like this amazing sweet and sour barbecue sauce. And it's honestly my favorite. Anytime I make barbecue, I do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this lid on. And you can hear it. So make sure, if you're using an InstaPot, make sure that that is all the way to the back. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna hit pressure cook. And we're gonna cook it for 20 minutes. All right guys, so this is what the finishing, or the finished item looks like when you're done. So when you open this up, the pieces of chicken are still gonna be semi-whole. You're gonna wanna go in here with some tongs or something and break this up. You can use forks, whatever you have, you can break that up with. So that is what this is gonna look like. And you can tell that like the sauce has gotten, it's not as like translucent as it was before. These onions and peppers have completely cooked and softened up. So this is going to be delicious. You could either make baked potatoes and put this on top of that with maybe like a little dollop of sour cream, which is what I've done before, especially with pork. Or if you don't eat pork, you can definitely do it with this chicken. I personally am making mashed potatoes with it. I just like putting it on top of mashed potatoes with a little bit of sour cream on top. So that's what we're gonna do. The mashed potato video I'll probably leave for a different time. Just because it is going to take a little bit longer for those to cook, so. But that is how your chicken comes out.